Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Since Ruben Amorim took over Manchester United, he has coached them 9 times, 9 games. He has conceded 17 goals in 9 games. That is very poor for Manchester United and poor for Ruben Amorim. And in 6 consecutive games, Manchester United have gone behind in every game in 6 consecutive games. I don't understand what the defense is happening. Every game they go in, they concede first before either they win or they get a draw or whatever, but they concede goals, they concede first in the game. I don't know what is wrong with Amorim, but for this game against Bournemouth at the Old Trafford, they lost against Bournemouth 3-0. Okay guys, where will I start?
You say they concede.
Where will I
they
start?
Are the comeback kings, but the comeback when they come again.
Where will I start? I don't understand. He coached, even though I don't understand, he played 5 defenders. We are conceding goals in 6 consecutive games. We have gone behind. Even last week against Manchester City, that they went behind before they won that game. So I don't know where the problem is. Before I came to this show, I was seeing a tweet that somebody is saying nobody can save Manchester United. They are unsavable. Like something that happened in that club is that it's too much for everybody. But now this game, Ruben Amorim, where did he get it wrong? Losing 3-0 against Bournemouth at the Old Trafford, it's somehow.
There's nothing out of character for Manchester United in this game. Nothing out of character. We've been saying it for the past better part of this season, even from last season, they walk into games sleeping through the game, and after they concede before they wake up. But the difference is that this time they no agree wake up. It's comatose, are dead on arrival, because that's the case we're having today. How do you play at home with season ticket holders in the stands, and you go on and you concede 3 and you don't even reply 1? That's 1. 2, look at the style of play.
They're not even playing good football, just like Manchester City.
That's another thing. We are at least a class above Manchester United, so let's not go there. But in this particular game, everything came to bear.
If you're a class above Manchester them in the last 10 games, you check the results.
We are a class above Manchester United. Simple and short. We are a class above Manchester United. It's not about form. It's not about performance. It's not about performance or form. It's just about status. Yes.
The Bournemouth side have been on top of their game since the beginning of this season. They've been getting results against big sides. They got the result against Arsenal. They got the result against Man City. They got the result against a couple of big teams as well. So against Man United is no difference. Is no surprise. You've seen them play good football. You've seen them. Man United is trying to. We're not saying Man United is on top of their game yet. They are not on top of their game so far, but they are trying to build. But considering the first set piece and they didn't come back from that set piece was another story to tell, and it's something we talk about in the stats when we look at the stats as it is. We talk about players being injured. You see the man thinking with tactics, thinking with starting lineup. He's a new coach that just came into the starting lineup. He came into the Man United side. He's trying to find out a way of making the team work till the transfer window gets here. And you're playing against the Bournemouth side who's been on form, beating almost all the big 6 except for Chelsea. This is a team that beats almost all the big 6, except for Chelsea and Liverpool. Maybe if they play against Liverpool or Tottenham now, they get the result against them. And this is a team, I'm not going to take away the fact that they are good. So we are taking away in this debate now between me and John, we are taking away the fact that Bournemouth is a good side this season. Let's not take that away. They're a good side this season. And they got the results that they worked for. It's as simple as it is.
And it's surprising that this thing happens every game. Every game you concede with a set piece, either from corner kicks or from free kicks, and it keeps repeating. When will he address this? Is it a coaching thing or a personnel thing? Because I don't know where the problem is. Because I guess after it was 2 against a couple of games, you keep considering same set pieces against Bournemouth again. In first goal they considered again. So what is it? A coaching style or a personnel?
Coaching style. This man came in and met a team that the mentality of the team is down already because they've lost a couple of games. You need to build on that. You need to start getting the players in the right mentality to win games. You need to start getting the players in the right mentality.
Where was the mentality when they played under Ruud van Nistelrooy? It's the same players under Ruud who looked like they were back to Manchester United of the glory days. Where was that mentality against Ruud van Nistelrooy? And where is that mentality in the last 3 games that they've lost?
And if you look at that game in proper again, the second goal, a penalty. The thing about Manchester United and the coaching, what I want to explain that is that game you are losing 1-0. You make a second half substitute, and everybody expecting you to do probably an attacking change for you to come back in the game. You introduce a Euro inside the game. You remove Malaysia, put in a Euro. I don't understand this tactic. Is it that you are trying to defend, not to concede more, or shouldn't he be putting probably an Anthony or somebody, maybe a Garnacho or whatever, so that he can attack more. Because if you look at that game, they weren't attacking as proper. Especially in the second half, they tried more. In the first half, they didn't attack more. But what do you make of that substitution in the first half?
You saw the lineup. You saw the lineup. What's it called now? I've lost it here. But Mazraoui, Maguire, Lindelof, Martinez in defense. You saw Dalot and Malaysia. We are looking at Malaysia. He's been off for 500 and some how many days. He's playing on borrowed time. He's playing on borrowed time, and the coach will not come in and play him 90 minutes. Look at the couple of games he started. 68 minutes he's been taking.
I like the fact that we are giving Malaysia a green pass every time we talk about his performance.
I'm not even bothered about him playing for 5 minutes. I'm particularly bothered about introducing subs. Now, Malaysia can go. But I was thinking probably bringing Anthony and play you play him as a wing back or move back Ahmad as a wing back, which was working before. I don't know why he actually changed that. Do you understand? My own is introducing Euro to the game. So, do you think it's a coaching problem? Because for me, I don't think it made sense. That's what I'm asking.
It's personnel problem. There are no personnel to play in that position right now. If there was a Dalot to play, if Dalot was on top form, and I said if you look at the way he made the sub, because see that somebody else went to that position to play there. If Anthony could have played in that position, they would have put him there. You saw him in the last game where he played Anthony. It was on the right. You get as a right wing back, which means he can come and use his left foot to play a shot or perhaps make a pass. You get he doesn't want those long crosses into the area that there's nobody to knock the ball. So he needed to play somebody that could hold on to the ball and progress with the team. And I think for him to make that sub, it means Euro had to come and play in the left or perhaps right center defense, while somebody else goes to that right left wing back to play there, and it didn't work. It's just as simple as that. You try some things, it works. You try some things, it doesn't work. You know, if you try and man, you get the comeback. We'll come here shout, Amorim, King, tactical genius. But you try and now, it no work against what's it called? The last game where he introduced Anthony and the team worked out. Everybody came and said, "Oh, he was a wonderful coach." When you do it, when you try and experiment with tactics, you try and experiment with players on your bench, and the tactics works. The instruction you give out to works out. Fine, you say, "Oh, this coach is a brilliant coach." But in this game, it didn't work.
Now you are mentioning in the last game, he made a tactical change and against Manchester City and introduced attacking players to win again away.
Thank you.
Home.
Thank you.
But now they are playing at home. We are making another changing.
A defensive change.
A defensive change.
That's
just my own confusion.
That's very apt of you.
Against Man City, you made a tactical change, introducing Anthony as your wing back. So, Joe, what do you make of this? Because I'm interested in that. So, do you think that Amorim is trying to? Because for me, I think he's trying to just contain this pressure. Let him not concede more goals, even though he's still conceding goals.
You know, the funny part about that substitution and the decisions made by Amorim in this game shows you the mentality of the manager and the players to boot. Because if you are playing a City side who everybody knows is 2 light years ahead of you and you're bringing on attacking players, it's because you sense there's blood in the water and you have an opportunity to score. Now, if you're playing a Bournemouth side, maybe you've considered, maybe you're looking to make some changes to turn the game around, and you're at home, you're not away like you were at City, you're at home, and you're bringing on defenders, it means that, bro, it's going to be a blowout. Let's try and cover our losses. That's what it looks like to me. And how can I not come heavy on him and the teams when he's making this type of decisions? It tells me that, look, man, for this game, we've already considered, let's pack up shop and save face. It looks like a move to save face rather than losing 5-0. Let's lose a 3-0 game. And it's unacceptable at every place in Manchester United. It's unacceptable for Manchester United. There's no two ways about it. And he has to come back from this one. If they are the comeback kings, then we should see a comeback from this, because right now this is a very low point. This should be described as the crater of Manchester United under Amorim. You are losing a game, everything is going against you, and you're bringing on defense. It shows that you are not ready for this game, and that you underestimated the Bournemouth offense.
Definitely, I'll agree with the last sentence. He underestimated the Bournemouth offense. But look at the game again. Look at the next sub he made.
Two attacking players
back to back, and he took out a defensive midfielder to introduce one attacking player. We're not talking about that fact. It didn't work. Like I said, you try to experiment with tactics. You're a new coach on the job, 10 matches. You don't expect it. We see, you know, Man United fans will live with the hype of he came in and started winning games. I don't live up to that hype. I believe you win games. I see a pattern. Tactically, you're showing something on the pitch. Everybody expected him to come and bend to Man United way and play a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. But he came in and he's playing his 3-back man, 5 midfielders or 3 midfielders, and perhaps I say 6 midfielders. I'm not even saying 5 midfielders, 6 midfielders and 1 striker. in Lisbon, it was 3-4-3. In this one, it's 3-4-2-1, which means you're playing either ways. You're playing 4 midfielders and 5 defenders and 1 striker, or perhaps you're playing 4 midfielders and 1 striker and 2 wingers. So it depends on how you see it. But just like in this game, when he made the sub, he saw blood in the water, and it was not his opposition's blood; it was his own blood. You get? He was setting a bait for himself. He had to make a correction because he considered the first set piece. He was looking like he was going to concede more goals, and he made the sub and brought in Euro and kind of cautioned it. But they still considered goals. They considered the penalty, and
considered a penalty that actually made it 2.
Now game changed. He looked at what he would do again. He took out Ugarte was on top of it because he's the same player everybody has been shouting. He's the legs to cover up if the attack are there. He's going to run around, cover the midfield, defensive midfielder, one of these, better than Casemiro, all of that. Now, Man United fans, they talk this one, don't be me. And now, Ugarte now for this game, didn't they? For a defensive midfielder that can cover the defense line with running around and tackling ball, for this match now, if you look at the performance of Ugarte, he didn't they? Now, you have to take him off and bring in Garnacho. Yet going forward, the attack didn't they? There was no productivity up front. I won't blame the coach. I'll just blame the whole system.
So something is wrong with we are back to square one. Something is wrong.
Something is wrong
with Manchester United as an institution. Okay, finally, guys, if you look at that game, there's no point. They are not qualifying for the Champions League this season. It's not possible. They have a negative goal difference. They still stay 13th on the table. I don't think they are going to qualify for the probably Conference League. I don't know, or Europa League, but Champions League is out of it for him now.
In short, no continental competition for amorim. I'm not saying for amorim, no continental competition for Man United in general because of the way they play. Look, I'm not even looking at the way Man United play as an institution or perhaps a football club. I'm looking at the teams that are ahead of them. You get me? The teams that are ahead of them in this competition. There's a Nottingham Forest who is going on firing on all cylinders. There's a Brighton. There's a Bournemouth who is also competing for position in that competition. There's a Tottenham Hotspur who wins things in the second season. There are other teams there that compete for the top 8. Because that's what you're talking about, the top 7. 4 to Champions League, 2 to Europa League, and the 7th position goes to Conference League. These 7 teams, these top 7 now, there's a gap between them and Man United. And I don't think they are ever ready to displace any of those teams.
Okay. That's where you're wrong, man. That's where you're wrong.
They can actually do something.
You know, the funny part about all this is that there's no one path to the top. There's just no one path laid in stone to the top. You know, there's a route into the Continentals via the FA Cup. There's a route into the Continentals via the league itself. Okay, and while we are here talking about Manchester United being written off and out of Continentals, I think it's premature. You know, the truth of the matter is that Manchester United are, you know, in a vessel that's blown up in outer space right now. They are crashing down to the air. They've got a parachute. The parachute is either the FA Cup or a top 7 finish. And while they may be, let me say, 400 meters to the floor from crashing on the floor or whatever, if they can open that parachute, they have it, you know. So it's a matter of if, not them being ruled out entirely.
I looked at the possibility of finishing top 7 on the table. Last season they finished below top 7, and they went to the Continentals, all thanks to Erik ten Hag winning the FA Cup with poor performance on the pitch.
Of course.
Now, FA Cup route, now this man is telling you he wants to build a team. You use that one to deceive the fan base again, you are in for another trouble. So the route now, the only possible route...
Deceive the fans in what way, please?
The only possible route, you win a trophy without performing well on the pitch.
But you can
see. You know, the bottom line.
Now, when you use Ten Hag good.
Excuse me.
Excuse
me. You cannot make any question as to Amorim's capacity or abilities with this current team because he has not brought his players in. So winning the FA Cup now does not cover anything because everybody knows no be in team. This season has been discounted. It's from next season. What happens in the summer, what happens next season, that's where his judgment day will start. You understand me? So an FA Cup does not cover anything. He may infuse the fans with more opium or whatever, but that's for the fans, not for the man. I think and not for the team too.
Arteta when he came in
newly,
he won the FA Cup, but actually all the players that won that FA Cup currently are not playing for Arsenal.
True talk.
It might take time for him to do that. So winning the trophy might not really change anything.
True talk. And let's not forget that even after winning the trophy, we still had Arteta out. He was still saying to the press, trust the process until the process started processing, and then fans kept quiet. Okay. You know, so it's not negotiable. All right,
finally, again, he left out Rashford from his starting 11. What do you make of that? Do you think
for me, it's a right decision, please? You know, there are certain fundamentals at every football club. What are those fundamentals? At Manchester United, we've seen 4 to 6 players leave the club because they went to the press before talking to the manager. Yes or no? The truth is, that is the precedent at Manchester United, right? So until Amorim decides the optics in this scenario is not more valuable than him doing something in the team with the players, then he can decide to bring him back into the fold. But if everything is going to go citribus paribus the way it's supposed to be at Manchester United, there's no path back to United for Rashford.
What do you think about that decision? No, this is, I think, third game in a row now. He has not been on the team sheet, not even on the bench. It's different that you are on the team sheet. They don't introduce you. That one is different. But he wasn't even included in the match day squad. I think it's over for Rashford for Manchester United.
Well, I don't think so until January. If there's no club coming in January, then you know there's still a pass, because after the windows, you still have chance. The coach will still maybe give him a chance, but the coach is still backing him in the press. The coach will, like John will say, once the board don't tell you, say, we have your backing, just not say your sack letter don't this side. But for Amorim, he's still, if you look at the way they ask him about Marcus Rashford and you look at the answers he gives, you know he's really looking for this guy to come back to his senses and perhaps put in the work in training.
Okay, that game ended 3-0 in favor of Bournemouth. For Amorim, is going to be a tough task for him. Ten Hag has tried, Jose Mourinho has tried, everybody has been trying to save Manchester United since Sir Alex Ferguson left that club. It's been tough. Now it's Amorim's turn to try. We have agreed, everybody agreed, even Manchester United fans have agreed that we are going to leave him this season. When he remove the players, he doesn't want maybe Rashford and all that, then next summer we'll see the kind of players he's going to bring and see the kind of performance, because performance-wise, we are not seeing anything. Result-wise, we are not seeing anything. But let's give him time, because he's a young coach and he's new to this culture. So let's see how he's going to perform. But for this game, Bournemouth had played them comfortably and winning at Old Trafford 3-0.